So while you guys are doing all of the dailies to obtain the awesome the Valkyrie carrier that I already covered in another video, we're going to do this video, and this one is going to be all about the Deimos-class pilot destroyer. Now, if you have no idea what this is basically the ship that the synth use to destroy Mars, or at least not to destroy it, to bombard Mars from orbit in Star Trek Picard. That's that particular ship that we are going to cover because they put it in the game already. Channel subscription is also available on my awesome channel. If you want to support the content that I'm making and me personally, this is how you can do this. So I also want to mention one thing. This ship is only available through the Infinity lockbox. Now, as it states, please don't buy the Infinity lockboxes from the exchange. You can get them from the Zen store. These are basically free. The only thing which you're going to need is the master keys to open them, to unlock them, basically. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a checkup. This ship is currently up for grabs on the exchange for 780 million. Now, as you just previously saw, this thing is the cheapest one on the exchange. It's 780 million. That's basically a guarantee to have this thing. I'm going to open it on the triple testing server because it's not going to cost me anything to do it, basically. Now, there is also the option to upgrade this thing to the tier 6X version. So pilot destroyer right here, you're going to get an extra universal console slot up here and also an extra device, so you can slot up more items up here. Now, if you're interested in the statistics, the little bit of backstory that Cryptic normally puts out, I already did another video on that. The link in the description where I go through all of the statistics, all of the numbers, and all of the stuff that we normally cover in those previous videos. Now, I'm kind of happy that you guys are following along, because in the previous video that I did from the Valkyrie carrier, I set up a number 250 thumbs up or likes on YouTube, and I'm going to cover the visual video about that ship, and I believe it's around 200. So let's step it up a little bit on this one. Let's get this one to 300, and if we're going to get 300 likes on this particular video by the end of the week, let me also put a time frame. By the end of the week, so you got about 3-4 days depending on where you are. I'm also going to do a review on all of the visuals with this particular good looking ship, or at least I find it very good looking. But anyway, that's beside the point. Let's get into the video, to the meat of it stuff. Okay, so we are seeing here this thing can be upgraded all the way to tier 6X. Now it is, I'm going to make it my current starship. I'm going to go over here to the customization part where we're going to customize this thing. Wow, this thing is really flat. This is definitely like one of those stealth bombers that we have. The B-52 is, I believe its designation is. Wow. It is definitely flat as a dime. I like it. I like it a lot, to be honest. We do have a Starfleet command. I can't make out what it says. Of planets, United Federation of Planets. I kind of like mine better right here. So the template is Synth Attack Ship. That's its official designation, or at least that is its designation in the triple testing server where I am currently. We don't have any window types. We do have a different material type. So this thing came up with Synth 1. We do have the Defiant up here. These are basically the different material types that we have from all of the legendary ships out there, and also some of them that are, you know, unlocked here and there. I really don't know which of these material types I've unlocked with the legendary pack and which are like standalone, but these are the ones that I currently have. I love this new look, even though I kind of like the way that this ship comes out of the box a little bit better, to be honest. So this is the Intrepid. The Intrepid basically is like the Voyager color scheme that they basically used. I like the way that the bluish, or at least the reddish tint that it is up here. It's more apparent, to be honest. Nice. Sovereign. So we're making like the bluish disappear and turn that into a blue color. Synth type 1, that's basically how the ship came out of the box. So we got type 0, just going through the paces real quickly, just to show you guys that this is available. Now I do see that the insignia right here is on the bottom as well and also on the top as well. So it is both on the right side. Okay. Type 1. Yeah, not into type 1 at all. Type 2. Now these are the older material types that we used to have in the game. Nobody really enjoys these things, to be honest. Type 3. Yeah, nah. Moving on, type 4. Ooh, type 4 kind of looks good on this thing. Even though it's like the older material types, it still looks a little bit... not that much, but it looks a little bit better. Ooh, type 5, nah. Does not make this ship fearsome at all. Type 7, ooh. My eyes. My eyes are hurting. Type 7. Ooh, type 7 looks badass. Nice. Nice. Type 8. Type 8 is kind of like the same as 7, but just differently colorized and also a lot more reflection from the sunlight. And type B is like the darker version. Now, I don't expect we're going to get a lot of customization between the advanced options right here. Yeah, we just have 2 pattern overlays that we can put up on this thing. I'm just selecting something at random so we can actually see what I'm coloring. 2 bright stuff. Not colored. And I'm not seeing anything. What? What's up with that? Blue then. Are you guys seeing any changes? I'm not seeing any changes. Let's pick something else. Alright, this might be a tribble thing, but I'm not seeing any changes on these pattern overlays that we do. The material times might be overriding everything, but as you guys know, I'm going to do the review stock. By that I mean like how the ship came out of the box. I'm not going to do any modification to it at all, because that's basically the review about it. That's not, me having to express what I like and what I don't like about this ship, even though it's kind of what I do. Anyway, let me go into space, see how big this ship is compared to the Lucari science ship, the Dorito. And then, level it up and we'll see how it's going to perform in a Algara patrol. So I'll be right back. Now we are in space. I did not think that this ship would be this small. Now I've seen the La Serena, or actually I've seen La Serena, not the La Serena. I've seen La Serena as a tiny ship, to be honest, but I think that this might be like the tiniest ship that we have in the game. Look at this. If you compare it to the other ship right there, the Lucari science ship is, in my personal opinion, like the most smallest ship that they can come with. It's like really, really small, but this thing is like, it's like, what? Where is it? But I think, we are laughing at this, but I think, this is going to be a heavy hitter in the game. I'm just going to move on top of this thing little by little and see if it's bigger or not. It kind of is. I mean, different shapes and all that. Now the ship, they have these boxes, so I can't actually park my or at least this synth ship on top of it, but this is how it flies. This is how it looks like in space. the design is like really, really flat out. It's like, it's like squished together and, that's it. There is no apparent room for like quarters or anything like that. This particular ship was meant to be like, kind of like a, the synth actually was flying it. So it's like, being automated, being like, by androids and stuff like that. So you don't need a lot of room and all that good stuff. Toilets and beds and like kitchen and all that stuff. So they definitely save up on room on that. Now, this thing comes equipped with the pilot maneuvers. You can see it up here. There is this gauge up here that slowly fills up. So you can do the strafing left and right, forward and backward. Now I'm going to go forward right now. I'm just going to zoom out so you guys can see. Here we go, just going forward. It basically, makes your ship go fast forward. And also I'm going to do strafing backwards. There. Now there are a couple of like jets coming out of it. So it kind of indicates what direction you're going to go. Also like, when you're going to the left, it does like a barrel roll, basically like airplane does or like fighter jets do. They basically rotate themselves like that. And those jets are basically, an indication of where it is going and also to highly stabilize, or at least to stabilize the ship faster due to the motion. Anyway, all right. Let's see, we got 4 or 5 weapons on the front, normal deflector dish, impulse warp shields and all that good stuff. 2 weapons on the aft with an experimental weapon slot. So basically this thing is 8 weapon slots if you equipped a 360 targeting arc over here with the experimental weapons. Alright, so we got mastery level 1 accuracy plus 5. We got level 2 15% in critical severity, level 3 2.5 critical chance, level 4 kinetic and energy based damage increases by 10%, and the unlockable starship trait distress calls adds synth destroyers, 2 of them for the next 30 seconds. I like it. So in addition to your own ship that you're going to fly, if you call out like the Nimbus, the Beacon of Kalis, and the pilot ships, I forgot the name, but if you call any of those, I don't know if it's going to work with fleet support. I'm going to try that. But if you call any of those particular ships, you're going to get an additional 2 of these pilot destroyers from the synth destroyers. Okay, that's his official designation. What else? Okay, so we got the experimental weapon. I don't know if we already have this in the game or not. No, I don't believe so. Kinetic feedback matrix deals heavy kinetic damage to its target. Sequential hits on the same target will grant a boost to energy weapon haste. It has a 180-degree targeting arc instead of like the normal 360-degree targeting arcs. This item may be equipped as a standard weapon, spirit out for another experimental weapon is placed in any other starship experimental weapon slots. This item is a levelless, which causes it to scale with your character up to level 60. Once you are 60, you can convert it to a Mark 12 by right-clicking and upgrade. Might improve the higher. Then yada yada yada. Okay. This experimental weapon deals. Okay, we already just read that. So 180-degree targeting arc, 10-kilometer range of 7 seconds recharge. So it has a cooldown. Okay, dealing an X amount of kinetic-based damage and also to self 10 weapon power when firing. This weapon repeated hits on the same target will grant 10% energy weapon haste for the next 10 seconds. Okay, so it is based on energy, so not torpedoes and kinetic based weapons, so just energy based weapons. Okay, and this thing also does kinetic based damage. So in the game you only have another one, the Borg cutting beam. Where is it? Right here, that does kinetic based damage. as it says right here, kinetic damage, by doing X amount of DPSs. Okay. Universal console slot, emulating a phaser lens. This multi-purpose device is well suited for asteroid removal, planetary defense, or general widespread destruction. Nice. After a short charge period, it channels a massive burst of phaser-based damage on the front of your ship into the target of nearby area. This console can store enough power for 6 shots at a single time, but takes time to recover between shots and to build a charge back up. So phaser damage and starship shield penetration skill if you equip this one. Let's see, 90-degree targeting arc with 500 foot range? I thought we had meters. Okay, this is confusing me right now. I found out what's a foot. I mean, obviously, you guys in the US use like foot as like a measuring distance, but in the game we always had like meters or kilometers in space. What's up with the feet and like inches? Okay, I don't know. 10 kilometers? Is that equal 500 feet? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. 5 second in recharge, dealing in 15,200 phaser base damage, but that is also based upon my character, so you could have like a totally different numbers right there with a maximum of 6 charges, and charges refill every 20 seconds. Now this is going to be interesting because some of you guys already commented on the previous video that I did where I go all of the statistics for this particular ship, saying that this is basically just like the weapon that the Galaxy X uses. The phaser lens. So you guys are already comparing it to that. Sure, it's basically the same thing. But also, this is also harder to maneuver because this only is going to fire in the front of your ship, like in a cylindrical pattern. And it's kind of hard to position your ship like that. So you kind of need to be facing your enemy. And if you're like just above it, you basically are going to miss your enemy. So that's, a wasted opportunity to do a lot of damage to your enemy. But anyway, bridge officers right here. We have an ensign universal station. We have a commander tactical / pilot station. So pilot heavy, definitely up here. Lieutenant commander tactical / intelligence station. So we got 2 secondaries, pilot and intelligence. A lieutenant commander engineering station for your survivability, and a lieutenant science station for all of your science stuff. If you want to do some, I don't know, crowd control or just name it basically. Give me 2 seconds and I'll grab the admiralty card for you guys. All right, you got the pilot destroyer tier 6, 2 stars in its rarity. What? Okay. So 41 in engineering and survivability, basically 65 in tactical, dealing DPS. Basically the main reason for this particular ship. And also a 20 in science. Just by these numbers and the universal console slots that or at least the console layout that we had, definitely destroyer, definitely tactical heavy. So special ability on this thing is going to be 10 per tactical, plus 10 tactical per tactical ship. So if you equipped it with other ships in the same project, if they are tactical based ship, you're going to get the total amount plus 10 per tactical ship. So if you equip 2 other tactical ship, plus 20 in overall. It is currently on reserve because I am not using it. Like I mentioned, tactical heavy, 5 consoles, science not so much too, and also engineering basically 4. Now if you upgrade it to the tier 6, you're going to get a universal console slot, so you basically are going to get more DPSs out there. And now I've seen a trend coming by, so You guys are putting lots of universal console slots in your particular builds and having everything right here with the tactical filled up with DPS enhancing consoles. That's how at least the trend is going for maybe like the last 4 or 5 years that we're building up. Okay, that's it for this part. I'm going to cut the video and level this thing up all the way to level 5, and I'll be right back with this Starship Mastery unlocked. Alright, finished off leveling this bad boy up. Trade has been unlocked. Currently I have no idea if there's going to be a 2 new edition of this ship when you're going to ask for a distress call, because I have not clicked on it yet. You and I are going to click on it when we're going to do the Argala Patrol mission, and luckily that's all the way to the end. 3, 2, 1, click! I have fun with this thing. A lot more fun than I thought I was going to have. I still don't know if it's going to be worth the price though. I mean, 780 is the pricing that I was like the cheapest on the exchange currently. It will settle around 750. That's how normal these Infinity Lockbox ships settle, around that ballpark. Enemies die off real quickly. I love the experimental weapon slot, the experimental weapon. Not the slot, obviously. It has some really cool sound effects to it. And I'm going to give you guys a... when I'm going to be close, I'm going to show you guys that it kind of does really some, unusual but gratifying sound. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And also the impact. You know, that's so cool. Let me do it again on this guy. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. It missed. The experimental weapon is not good. It just misses everything. No, it is good. It's doing kinetic based damage. Unfortunately, just on the forward facing arc, 180 degree targeting arc, it is definitely good. The universal console is also good. It does these like explosions in space, or at least the visuals. Now, I'm not seeing that it does any splash damage on the enemy, so it does just phaser damage. And you kind of need to be in the 90 degree targeting arc of your ship, basically. I stand corrected. I thought it was like going to be like cylindrical space, so you're going to be only going to do damage in a cylindrical targeting arc, but this thing is basically cone shape. So it does much more damage, and there you go, the experimental weapons that they fire kinetic based damage. Kind of looks like torpedoes, but it's kind of not. It's just 3 lights up there. Now what I'm going to do right now, I have a couple of like pilot abilities. Somehow I did not have any Intel Bridge Officer abilities selected. Okay, well, just the pilot abilities then. You're going to see that these guys die off real quickly. So this thing is definitely going to dish out a lot of DPS, and that's especially with my build, as you guys know it. No particular skills, some random components up here, no real, mismatching items. So no real thought has gone into this, but the enemy died off real quickly, in all honesty. Even though this is on normal difficulty, enemies, you guys are seeing quad numbers up there.
Keep concentrating fire on individual ships.
They're like dying so fast with this particular ship. And that's, like I said, that is with my build. Like, if you guys use this and equip the right pieces of weaponry up here, then oh my god, the potential for this bad boy is going to be insane. Now, it's like I said, it does come with its, pilot ability, so you can strafe left or right, forward, backward. He goes with the torpedoes. Weirdly enough, the and I shouldn't say torpedoes, the experimental weapon. Weirdly enough, the experimental weapon visuals come from the aft of the ship and then goes forward. So I found that to be a little bit like, what's going on up there? Kind of reminds me of another particular set of weaponry. Look at that, 23k without me breaking a sweat, basically. Kind of reminds me of those projectiles. I don't know what the official naming is, but oh my god, what was that? That was like high heel or torpedo spread that was like enhanced by. You guys know what I mean. I believe it's like the Lobi missiles, the Kantari missiles or something in that nature. Kind of looks like that because those things also come from the aft of the ship. They might have, like, you know, changed here and there a little bit on these, how these things actually work. But I mean, there, 14, 14, 7. It just vaporizes all of the enemies in an instance. You also have these as a charge abilities. Now, unfortunately, you cannot activate these charges after another one and after another one and after another until all the charges are basically done for. You have to wait like 5 seconds before you can activate another one. That was a critical hit of 36 right there with this particular universal console. So if you have a phaser build, I would definitely recommend this thing because it is doing a lot of damage. Look at that. It's crazy. It is killing all the enemy. And I want to say as well that I'm using phasers. Now, if you have, like, you know, a more narrow arc weaponry, like dual beam banks in my case, or dual heavy cannons, the potential for DPS, if you're into that, is going to be much higher. And like, I'm wow, I thought I changed my my gear up here. So I got the normal shield weapon and deflector and engine shield, the standard one, the level less items. But with these things, it is doing, you know, in my particular case, I'm thinking that this thing has a lot of potential, especially when you guys build it correctly, because I've just built it just to show it off. The visuals, I love the visuals on this thing. It's definitely a crowd pleaser. These things are insane, and especially with these pilot abilities, you can strafe forward, backward, and all that stuff. So you can basically hit the enemy twice before you actually move on to the next target. Let me move out of combat, but I kind of already said what I wanted to say for this particular ship. Now, I did not.
But it was probably a call for assistance.
Could you please stop? I'm talking. Okay, so as I was saying, I did not die once. I thought I had like better gear with this thing, but this is what the build that I'm using, guys. This is not a build video. This is just something that I put up together just to showcase a little bit of pilot abilities up here. And in all honesty, I kind of think that it is worth it, 780, 750. Even though you're paying a really high price. Aesthetically wise, I'm loving the ship. I am definitely loving the ship. Like I mentioned, if you guys, by the end of the week, if you guys put up 300 likes on this video, we're going to do the shield visuals. The trait. Wow, I totally forgot the trait. Wow, let me go back in combat. The trait. I was about to close the video. Here we go. Trait. I kind of need to be in combat. For the fleet, at least they kind of need to heal me a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna do like a pirate distress call. Hopefully, we're gonna see that in action. Also, 2 of these ships are going to be flying in because I did equip the trait, It's right here. Formation flying. While the starship trait is launched, you will summon 2 Synth Destroyer to your side and activate fleet support or any other distress calls. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and click. So the typical, and they are Synth Destroyers. There is one, and here's the other one. Okay, so it does work, and it definitely adds 2 Synth Destroyers to your distress call. And we also learned that fleet support also works with, or at least this particular trait also works with fleet support. So I don't know. I kind of like it. 750, 780 depends on, you know, if you can get a, you know, a little bit of a better deal. It's nice. It's nice. If you have the money and you want this thing, my, advice to you is going to be get it. Get it. Is lots of fun. Lots of fun. I did not die once, like you guys are seeing. Just got the normal stuff, normal gear. Got these as like bridge officer abilities. Not that I'm actually using them, but it's awesome. I like it. I really like it. Even though I really don't fly pilot ships because they have too much mobility in them, but you guys might be interested in pilots, particular ships. This one is definitely, if you are, you know, having a little bit of big pockets, money, resources in the game, definitely worth the while. Anyway, that's it for this video. Later.